one nation under God, indivisible. You may recognize this statement that is cited by Americans. It is part of our National Pledge of Allegiance. This is a simple statement, but it exemplifies our national foundation in God. Without God, our nation would be nothing close to what it is today. The first settlers to America came not for exploring or for money, but for religious freedom. Soon America became a haven for people seeking religious freedom, and there were several religious groups scattered along America's eastern coast. America is a great nation, but it needs to turn its focus back on God or face the consequences. America was grounded in faith and trust in God. However, it is beginning to drift away from Him. If it does not turn back, it will be judged and meet the same fate as the ancient cities that ignored God. Today, I would like to persuade you that America needs to turn back to God. The United States was founded on a strong belief in God and His power. The founding fathers relied on God. According to David Miller, the founders viewed the Bible as absolutely indispensable and integral to the survival of the Republic. In fact, he also stated that the founders cited the Bible in their political utterances far more often than any other source. According to Eric Ewer, our rights come from God and are unalienable. The founders built America's foundation on such principles. The nation's founding documents also mention God, which shows His importance. The Declaration of Independence states, "We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, which among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." The Founding Fathers believed that our nation would always rely on God. According to the Foundation for Moral Law, George Washington stated, "No country upon earth ever had it more in its power to obtain these blessings than United America." Wondrously strange, then, and much to be regretted indeed would it be were we to neglect the means and to depart from the road which Providence has pointed to us to so plainly. I cannot believe that it would ever come to pass. Despite our foundation in God, we have begun to drift away from Him. We have endorsed the murder of innocent children despite the fact that this is wrong. According to David Miller, the number of known abortions in America since 1973 is nearing 50 million, approximately 50 times more than all Americans lost in all of our wars. This is a result of the selfish desires of people. He also states that merely taking the possession of an egg containing the pre-born American bald eagle, let alone if one were to destroy that little pre-birth environment and thus destroy the baby eagle that is developing within, results in a stiff fine and even prison time. Yet one can take a human child in its pre-born environment and not only murder that child, but also receive government blessing to do so. America also endorses same-sex marriages. Once homosexuality was harshly punished in America. David Miller states that homosexuality was treated as a criminal offense in all 50 states, and severe penalties were invoked for those who engaged in homosexuality, including death. However, now it is not only tolerated, but it is also legal. He also says that homosexual activists continue successfully to bully the nation to normalize what was once universally considered abnormal. They insist that societal endorsement extend to redefining marriage to include same-sex couples. If America continues down the path that it is going, it will be punished in ways that we cannot imagine. The nations that ignored God in the past were either punished or destroyed. Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed because of its wickedness. Rome was a great empire. However, it persecuted Christians, and now its glory only exists in history books. If our nation does not turn back to God, it is hard to tell what will happen. 2 Chronicles 7:14 states, "If my people which are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land." If our nation needs to realize that God is responsible for all of what we are today. We need to turn our focus back to Him. If not, as David Miller states, unless something is done to stop the moral degeneration, America would do well to prepare for the inevitable divine expulsion. America is a great nation that was founded on God. However, it has turned away from Him. Americans need to turn back to God, or if we do not, we may meet the same fate as the ancient cities. So the question I ask you is, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to turn back to God or continue down our path of destruction?